But what we need to talk to Merce about now is what happened at the Emirates today.
Arsenal fans have been dreaming of moments like this, and Rodrygo Goes wasted no time in delivering. In his very first training session as an Arsenal player, the £100 million signing from Real Madrid produced a strike so breathtaking that it sent shockwaves through the training ground and across social media. It wasn't just a goal, it was a statement, a glimpse of the magic that could define the Gunners' season. The scene unfolded at London Colney in what was meant to be a routine session. Players were put through sharp, high-tempo drills as Mikel Arteta tested their composure and decision-making under pressure. But when Rodrygo stepped up, the ordinary quickly became extraordinary. Picking the ball up on the edge of the penalty area, he danced past one defender, shifted the ball onto his right foot, and unleashed a curling rocket into the top corner. The keeper didn't even move. The sound of the ball smacking into the net was followed by gasps, laughter, and applause. Teammates crowded around him, some shaking their heads in disbelief. Clips of the strike were quickly shared online. Fans called it the perfect welcome and declared Rodrygo the missing piece of the Arsenal puzzle. The video trended within hours, with supporters from London to Lagos and Sao Paulo praising the Brazilian's talent. "We've signed a superstar," one fan wrote on X. Another added, "Premier League defenders better get ready. Rodrygo is cooking already." For Arteta, who fought tooth and nail to secure Rodrygo's signature, the moment confirmed everything he believed about the player. It wasn't just the quality of the finish, Arteta told reporters after training. It was the personality behind it, the desire to step up and do something special. He brings a mentality of wanting to decide games, and that's exactly what this team needs. Rodrygo's arrival is the latest piece of Arsenal's ambitious rebuild. Over the past 3 seasons, the Gunners have transformed into one of Europe's most exciting sides, blending homegrown stars like Bukayo Saka with savvy signings such as Martin Odegaard, Declan Rice, and Gabriel Jesus. They pushed Manchester City all the way in last year's Premier League title race and reached the latter stages of the Champions League, but fell agonizingly short. By bringing in Rodrygo, Arsenal are signaling that almost is no longer good enough. At 24, Rodrygo arrives in London with an enviable CV. A Champions League hat-trick hero, a scorer in crucial knockout ties, and a player nicknamed Mr. Champions League for his knack of shining in Europe's biggest games. He already has 3 UCL titles and 2 La Liga medals. Madrid fans will never forget his last-minute double against Manchester City in 2022 or his decisive strikes against Chelsea and Liverpool. For Arsenal, those same qualities, composure, bravery, and ruthless finishing, are what they believe will turn them from hopeful contenders into serial winners. In his first media interview as a Gunner, Rodrygo didn't hide his ambitions. "I came here to win trophies," he said confidently. "I want the Premier League and the Champions League. Arsenal have the quality, the fans, and the vision to achieve it. For me, this is the perfect project." His words lit up Arsenal's fan base, who have long craved players unafraid to match their belief with bold declarations. Inside the camp, the reaction to his arrival has been overwhelmingly positive. Odegaard, who once shared a dressing room with Rodrygo at Madrid, has stepped up to help him settle quickly. Saka and Martinelli have already struck up an on-field understanding with their new teammate during attacking drills. "The chemistry is instant," said one training observer. "They already look like they've been playing together for years." Aaron Ramsdale, often on the receiving end of Rodrygo's sharp shooting in training, was quick to praise his new teammate. "He's deadly. Every time he picks up the ball, you expect something special." The wider football world is also paying attention. Thierry Henry called Rodrygo the kind of player who makes fans lean forward in their seats, while Ian Wright praised the club for showing ambition with the signing. Even neutral pundits are acknowledging the significance of the move. Arsenal haven't just signed talent, they've signed belief, said former Manchester United captain Rio Ferdinand. This is a statement to the rest of the Premier League. The transfer itself was a saga that stretched across 2 windows. Arsenal had identified Rodrygo more than a year ago, but convincing Real Madrid to sell one of their brightest stars was never going to be simple. With Vinicius Jr. and the newly signed Kylian Mbappé commanding starting roles at Madrid, Rodrygo faced the prospect of reduced minutes. Arsenal's persistence, combined with Arteta's vision of making him a central figure in the attack, convinced him to make the leap. For the Gunners, it meant breaking their transfer record, but one look at that training screamer, and supporters are already convinced it was money well spent. For Rodrygo himself, the move represents a chance to step out of the shadows and become the focal point of a team. At Madrid, he was often the supporting act. At Arsenal, he is expected to be the headline. "That's the pressure I want," he said. "I want to be decisive, I want to carry responsibility. That's why I chose Arsenal." Of course, one training ground goal doesn't guarantee success. The Premier League is relentless, and expectations at Arsenal are sky high. But sometimes, moments like this carry weight far beyond the pitch. They create belief, momentum, and excitement, the kind of intangible spark that fuels title challenges. Arsenal fans are already dreaming of Rodrygo's first Emirates goal, imagining the roar of the North Bank as he curls another rocket into the top corner. The anticipation is electric. His training wonder strike has set the tone, but the real test will come under the lights in competitive matches. Will he announce himself with a goal in his Premier League debut? Will he deliver another magical moment in Europe, this time in red and white? Whatever happens, one thing is clear: Arsenal's new era has begun, and Rodrygo Goes is at the heart of it. With one swing of his right foot, Rodrygo turned an ordinary training drill into a viral sensation. For fans, it was proof that Arsenal are ready to fight with the very best. For Arteta, it was reassurance that his most expensive signing is already delivering. And for Rodrygo, it was the perfect way to introduce himself to English football. A new chapter in North London has started, and its first page was written with a screamer.